Hi everyone, Stone Crypto here, bringing back to you some more rock-solid cryptocurrency content. Today's topic, I'll be going over our third ICO analysis on this channel, Winding Tree. The team here spent roughly 15 hours, again, researching, analyzing, reviewing all the parameters to come to a score for Winding Tree that will be shared at the end of this video. The topics we'll be covering will include the concept, the problem that is being solved, white paper, token utility, token economy, team, roadmap, competition, lastly the ICO parameters. Okay, so the sheet here is a summary of the white paper in our research, which will include the sources we used for our analysis. The link to this document will be in the description below if you'd like to look into it further. So let's start off with the concept. Winding Tree is a decentralized B2B travel distribution platform. What that means is it allows suppliers in the travel space like hotels, airlines, and car rental companies that have rooms, seats, and cars available for rent to list their individual units or inventory on the platform for sale. So if you're another company that wants to buy this inventory like a Priceline or Expedia or even a newer company in the travel space, you can buy that inventory directly on the Winding Tree platform. Also, if you happen to be in the crypto space and are blockchain savvy, you can book your hotel and flights on the Winding Tree platform as well. Definitely a first mover in this space, and if Winding Tree does go well, it will essentially become the newer, better version of OTAs, or basically a faster, cheaper, safer, and more versatile Expedia and Priceline booking platform. So next we have the problem. So what is the current problem that this industry is facing is the majority of the travel industry has its inventory dominated by a few major players in the space that push around and bully companies like the airlines, hotels, and various other travel suppliers. Because these companies like Priceline and Expedia own virtually 95% of the online booking sites known as OTAs or online travel agencies, they control all the search results, ad space, and online foot traffic. If you don't strike that favorable deal with these large OTAs at 15% or 20% discounts, whatever it is, then when you search for flights and hotels, your hotel or your airline could show up on page 5, or maybe not even at all. And we know how important it is to pretty much show up on the first page, and if you're not on the first page, most likely you aren't getting selected. So because these players have such a strong grip on the search behavior of their customers, it's hard for new entrants to enter the space because there's no inventory left for them to source, or they can't compete on price. So this lack of competition stifles innovation in the online travel space, which is one of the major issues Winding Tree is trying to solve. Another major issue is all the foreign transaction fees that happen when you're booking international flights, hotels, cars, whatever it is. First off, the credit card companies take a 3 to 5% cut off the top for foreign transaction fees, and then you have various other foreign transaction fees for every country that you stop in, such as the taxes, embarkation foreign fees, passenger service foreign transaction fees, baggage security fees at their local airport, which then need to be converted to that local airport's native currency, and many, many more. So the blockchain and the Lyft token that Winding Tree is developing will cut down on all those costs to virtually nothing, and this should decrease prices all around for the travel industry. So next we have the white paper. If you want to go into the white paper, you can click on this link here in the actual document that will be in the description. But outside the concept having strong merit, the overall white paper looked good. You do need to do a bit of due diligence to understand the travel industry players like the OTAs and the GDSs and how the platform is built to basically service mainly B2B. It's not built for travelers to book directly on the platform, but it does allow you to do that if the supplier has that option available, or if some other innovators come in and build up on the Winding Tree platform that makes it a lot easier for travelers and customers like us to book directly on the platform. So it's meant for B2B. The token utility seems to make sense and have a good use case. There will be a small listing fee for all suppliers just to incentivize the miners to process the transaction and secure the network. When you're booking inventory and you're buying from these suppliers, such as you're buying a flight or you're buying many flights and hotel rooms, there will be another small fee as well. Personal and private data will be secured on the blockchain, and utilizing the Winding Tree search function will be free for everyone. So next we have the token economy. The public sale will comprise 75% of the total token supply. The team will get 20%, and the last 5% will be left for future use cases by the foundation. So there's a small red flag here where the team has a 4-year vesting schedule, but during those 4 years the tokens are gradually released on a monthly basis. The advisors have a 2-year vesting schedule as well. There is mention of a MVM known as the market validation mechanism. Basically, this MVM controls the funds of the foundation. Anything raised above 10 million will be held by this MVM. That 10 million will be given, anything at that 10 million threshold and below will be given directly to the team. This MVM is a smart contract that will be releasing funds to the team on a monthly basis that I just described. It will also allow token sale participants to get a partial refund of their tokens if they're unhappy or for whatever reason they want a refund. You can basically send your tokens to that MVM smart contract, and then it will burn those tokens and then give you a refund in your the currency that you contributed in. I would have felt more comfortable if the monthly token releases to the team didn't start after at least the first year, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. So next we have the team. The team isn't as strong as I would have preferred. Only the CEO and CTO have a strong background and actually have worked together in the past. Pedro, the COO, is lacking travel industry experience. Also, Pedro and the developer Augusto haven't worked with the CEO or CTO in the past, and they haven't even worked with each other. So those are some of the red flags that dropped overall score for the team. Some of the positives are that the CEO and CTO have successfully launched and funded a travel startup through Y Combinator. For those of you who aren't familiar with Y Combinator, it's the most well-known startup incubator in the world, and it has helped incubate companies like Dropbox, Airbnb, Coinbase, Twitch TV, Stripe, and Reddit. And a lot of what I've learned from vetting companies came from my application to incubators like Y Combinator. So what they are is pretty much a 3-month hardcore process where you need to build an MVP, and at the end of the 3 months pitch the MVP on stage to a wide variety of investors to get funding. And they put you in a very kind of startup environment where you're pretty much sitting in small little cubicles where 20 other companies all trying to work to launch your MVP on pitch day. And depending on how well you do during pitch day, what your MVP looks like, and how well you field questions on that pitch day depends on the funding that you raise and if you can even get funding. So they've actually successfully funded their previous company in the past. So the next thing we have is the roadmap. And the roadmap looks okay, but it is a bit aggressive. The positive here is that the alpha is almost complete and has been worked on for a few months now. Milestones are almost set on a monthly or quarterly basis post the token generation event for the next upcoming 2 years. So basically it's going to be a very busy 2 years for them, where they're going to have monthly or at minimum quarterly milestone updates that they're going to have to be providing. We have competition next. Okay, so competition. There's a lot of pros in this space. Winding Tree has the first mover advantage as the first company to decentralize travel supply sales. The potential market cap just of Expedia and Priceline alone is over $100 billion. The online travel market is estimated to be worth over $1 trillion by 2022. So you can imagine how much opportunity there is out there. If Winding Tree dominated the online travel market, that would be a $1 trillion market cap for Winding Tree if there was full market adoption. With just 10% market adoption, that would be a $100 billion market for $100 billion market cap for Winding Tree. So some of the big cons here are that you're waking sleeping giants in this space that have billions of dollars, and they probably won't take this lightly, that you're going to be coming in and pretty much killing their business model and forcing them to innovate. ICO. The token sale parameters for the ICO seem very reasonable. For the soft cap of 5 million. KYC restrictions look fine. There's no USA participants allowed, and there will be IP and geofencing during the ICO, which means if you are in the US and trying to access a token sale page, they will be recognizing where your IP is coming from. If it's coming from the US, you will be blocked. Anyone contributing 10 Ethereum or lower will not have to go through the KYC process, but will still be restricted by geofencing. Above 10 Ethereum, you're going to have to go through the KYC process. The token sale starts on February 1st and ends on the 15th, where the first 7 days you will receive a 10% bonus. There is no hard cap on the ICO, which is a potential red flag. The red flag is pretty self-explanatory since you don't know how many tokens will be in supply. But the pros to this are that it disincentivizes major whales to come in and swoop up all the tokens immediately and cause a fight for the remaining scraps, which we see for many ICOs that get sold out in seconds. Many large investors will not want to buy a coin that they are unsure of a total supply of. If they buy too much, they could be stuck holding a major bag where they control too much and they're selling to a market that doesn't want to buy a token that they hold the majority of. If they buy too little, they'll feel like there were better investments out there to invest their time into. So those are some of the pros and cons. I'd also like to remind everyone that there is a market validation mechanism, MVM, out there. So it's basically meant to secure a price floor in case there are participants who do want to dump their tokens. You can sell directly back to the MVM. It will give you a majority refund. I don't believe they've clarified the exact amount that you'll be receiving, because you won't receive 100% refund, but for the tokens that you submit into or back to the MVM, those tokens will be burned and will no longer be in the total supply. So let's review some of the pros and cons here. Some red flags are there's no hard cap. The team lacks strong industry experience. CEO and the developer have not worked together prior to this company, and tokens are released to the team on a monthly basis during the 4-year vesting schedule. Some of the positives are that the CEO and CTO have successfully launched a company through Y Combinator, the top startup incubator in the world. The team has been working 4 months on getting out an alpha and MVP already. Research is showing that the online travel industry is expected to generate revenues over $1 trillion by 2022. Winding Tree also does have the first mover advantage as a decentralized travel platform. And lastly, the Winding Tree advisors have very strong travel industry experience, which can help supplement some of that travel experience that may be lacking from the team. So overall, Winding Tree is a very promising ICO. We give it a 7.5 out of 10. And if you like this particular episode from Stone Crypto, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow us for updates, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.